I am Dániel Magay. I came from Szeged, Hungary. I won this gold medal in the Olympics in Australia 1956 for fencing, and I'm a witness of communism. I grew up under very, very good circumstances. We had an estate. My father did very, very well, and I had a beautiful childhood. My father was a decent person. He cared about people who worked for us. He did a lot of good for them. But then the war came. That was a shock. When the Russians came over, everything turned upside down. Under the communist system, they started developing the Hungarian KGB. The people who were willing to compromise themselves and be part of the system, they ruled the system. My father never compromised himself. He was a rebel. Whether the Nazis or the communists, he didn't like to take orders from anybody. It's really these kind of people like us were called the enemy of the state by definition. That's how they looked at him. We got a letter from the KGB that we have to leave from our place, so we had no place to go. The only place my father could find was an old abandoned shoemaker's shop, which nobody would even dream of living in. The only job he could get was to go and spray the mosquitoes at the river with DDT. We just didn't really have enough money even to eat. That was the time when people started disappearing. That was a really scary part of my life, and my feeling was that they knew a little bit about my fencing. And for the communists, that was very important. I was now good enough to be on the Hungarian team, and I was selected for the Olympics. I think that might have saved us that they didn't take us. I hated the system, that's true. I felt it took my soul. There was really such a thing as political correctness. You knew what you can and can't say. And even now, sometimes you think back at the time when I should have really said what I thought, and I didn't. They made you scared of yourself and betray yourself. But when Stalin died, people started speaking up a little bit, and nothing happened. Very, very quickly, it actually turned into a real revolution.
At the end of a 6-day fight that astonished the world and shook the Kremlin to its foundations, Hungary was free.
We left for Australia for the Olympics during the time when Hungary was free. By the time we arrived, the Russians reoccupied Hungary. The whole thing turned around, and from elation, we went into despair. It happened very quickly, and it was very difficult. Very difficult to decide what to do. We did compete, and we obviously wanted to win. The Hungarian team won the gold medal, so we all have one. There were 50 of us who decided not to go back. The American consul came to Melbourne to give us entries to the United States. So we flew in, and we ended up in San Francisco. Under the communist system, everybody had a secret file. It followed you in your life. By the time when the Hungarian government changed from communist to non-communist, my father was dead by then. But the secret files were still there, and I applied to get my father's secret file. It was quite amazing because here it is, and this is about 300 pages. What you see here is all the various people who were employed spying on my father. And some of these were friends of my father. One of them was a Protestant minister I knew. And the first time I saw it, I couldn't believe it. I knew things are going on, but I haven't realized that it's so detailed. He did say what he thought, but look at what happened to him. Clearly, my father was one of the victims of communism. Every time I think of it, I am extremely grateful to be in this country. When I was free, then I knew how I felt. It's like you are in a cage. That's how you feel. And when they let you out of the cage, then you know what that is. What freedom is.